At 66, Babyface lives differently. Not in the spotlight's glare, but in the calm confidence of a man who has already shaped an era. From his Los Angeles ranch, his days revolve around family, quiet creativity, and a legacy that still defines modern R&B. The hits still play. The royalties still flow. But his priorities have shifted. Success, for him, now means balance. Still, this steady life didn't happen overnight. To understand it, we have to rewind to the very beginning, to the young dreamer who started it all. In Indianapolis, Babyface, born Kenneth Bryan Edmonds on April 10, 1958, grew up as the fifth of 6 boys in a working-class household. When his father passed away from lung cancer while he was still in 8th grade, everything shifted. Music stopped being a hobby. It became therapy. It became direction. He wasn't the loudest kid in the room. In fact, he was shy. But that shyness turned into something powerful. The ability to observe, to feel deeply, and to translate emotion into melody. While attending North Central High School, he began writing songs seriously. Around that time, funk legend Bootsy Collins gave him the nickname Babyface, a playful nod to his youthful looks. The name stuck. So did the ambition. His first real steps into the industry came in the late 1970s with the funk band Man-Child. It wasn't superstardom, but it was education. By the early 1980s, he joined the R&B group The Deal. That's where something bigger started forming. Not just songs, but partnerships. One of his bandmates was L.A. Reid, a collaboration that would eventually reshape R&B. During this era, Babyface quietly sharpened his greatest weapon, songwriting. In 1983, he co-wrote Slow Jam for Midnight Star, a hit that signaled he was more than just a performer. He was a craftsman behind the curtain. By 1988, he and Reid left The Deal and focused on producing full-time. And that decision changed everything. The late 1980s became his breakthrough chapter. His production work on Don't Be Cruel by Bobby Brown helped define the New Jack Swing era. Hit after hit proved he understood not only melody, but market timing. He wasn't guessing. He was engineering soundtracks for a generation. Then came his solo leap. The 1989 album Tender Lover introduced him as a leading voice, delivering smooth, emotionally intelligent hits like It's No Crime and Whip Appeal. But he didn't peak there. Albums like For the Cool in You and the Day elevated him to triple platinum territory, blending vulnerability with commercial precision. What makes his career remarkable isn't just longevity, it's adaptability. In the 2000s, he co-wrote and produced for a new generation, including Ariana Grande. His Grammy-winning duet album Love, Marriage, and Divorce with Toni Braxton proved his pen was still sharp. He was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, a recognition not of hype, but of history. The 2000s only reinforced that legacy. His work on Snooze for SZA brought him back into the Billboard Top 10 as a producer more than 2 decades after his previous run. That's not nostalgia. That's relevance. Through it all, he never disappeared. He evolved. As of 2026, he remains active with live performances, including a steady presence at the Pearl Concert Hall in Las Vegas. But after decades of shaping R&B from studios and stages around the world, his story takes a different turn. One that leads away from flashing lights and towards something quieter, more grounded. And that brings us to his life today. Ranch in Los Angeles. Currently, Babyface has chosen space over spectacle. His Los Angeles ranch sits quietly in Sullivan Canyon, tucked inside a peaceful cul-de-sac on a massive 23,000-plus square foot lot. Fully gated, completely private. The kind of place where the only noise you hear is wind moving through trees. Pulling up to the property, the first thing you notice is breathing room. Wide front lawns, mature trees, gardens that feel intentional, not decorative. This isn't flashy Beverly Hills luxury. This is grounded California living. Understated, confident, secure. Step inside and the house immediately feels warm. The layout flows naturally. Open-plan living and dining spaces stretch beneath high ceilings, while floor-to-ceiling windows flood everything with sunlight. Nature doesn't sit outside the house. It feels invited in. Every major room opens directly onto patios or gardens, creating that seamless indoor-outdoor rhythm. Southern California does best. The central living room feels like the emotional heart of the home. Built-in cabinetry, a clean fireplace, soft, natural tones. It's elegant, but comfortable. The kitchen has been completely refreshed, bright and functional, designed for someone who actually cooks. It connects easily to the dining area, keeping everything social and open. Upstairs and down the hallway, the private quarters continue that calm energy. 4 bedrooms, 3 and a bathrooms. The master suite is spacious without being excessive, opening onto 2 separate gardens. Morning light on one side, quiet shade on the other. Dual walk-in closets are built-in and practical, and the spa-style bathroom leans into comfort rather than showmanship. Outside, a landscaped backyard includes a fire pit, automatic awnings for sunny afternoons, and even 3 stables and a chicken coop, true to the ranch identity. A 2-car garage doubles as a gym, reinforcing that this is a lifestyle built around balance. This home tells a clear story. After decades of chart-topping success, Babyface didn't chase something louder. He chose something steadier, private, intentional. But this ranch isn't the only chapter of his Los Angeles real estate story. Because not far away, in one of the city's most prestigious neighborhoods, stands another property that reflects a different side of his success. Mansion in Bel Air, Los Angeles. Back in 1998, Babyface quietly secured a piece of prime Bel Air land for $825,000. 2 years later, that empty lot had transformed into an 11,000-square-foot Mediterranean estate, a property that reflected the height of his late 90s dominance. This wasn't just a home. It was a statement. From the moment you step through the doors, the scale makes itself known. A dramatic double-height entry opens up with twin staircases curving upward, framed by mosaic-style art walls and gallery-like spaces designed to showcase sculptures and collectibles. It feels curated, almost museum-like, but still warm. The main living room anchors the first floor with a classic fireplace and a discreet bar tucked nearby, ideal for intimate gatherings rather than loud parties. French doors open to a wraparound rear patio, blurring that indoor-outdoor California line once again. The kitchen flows into a casual dining space, while a more formal dining room stands ready for larger evenings. One of the 5 bedrooms sits conveniently on the ground level, complete with its own ensuite bath, perfect for guests who value privacy. Upstairs, the layout becomes more personal. 3 additional bedrooms offer flexibility, including one easily converted into an office. But the primary suite is where the home truly slows down. Overlooking the backyard, it includes a private sitting area, 2 oversized walk-in closets, and a spacious bath with dual vanities. It feels less like a celebrity suite and more like a retreat within the house. And then come the extras, the details that remind you who built this home. There's a fully equipped recording studio because creativity doesn't clock out, a brick-lined wine cellar and tasting room, a dedicated home theater for private screenings. Not 1, but 2 gyms. Even an elevator connects the levels seamlessly. One separate living area has its own entrance entirely, offering complete independence for staff or extended family. Outside, the Mediterranean vision continues. An outdoor kitchen supports al fresco dining under the California sky. The pool and spa are wrapped in natural stone and cascading waterfalls, giving the backyard a resort atmosphere. Fire pits are positioned thoughtfully throughout, creating intimate corners for conversation long after sunset. In 2022, he put the property up for sale, initially for $8 million, then adjusted the price down to $7.5 million in November 2022. But to date, the mansion has yet to find a new owner. Whether it sells or not almost feels secondary. The home captures a specific era, when Babyface was not only shaping R&B, but living at the very center of its influence. But beyond the homes and architecture, there's another layer of success that tells its own story: the cars he chooses to drive. Cars. At this stage of life, Babyface doesn't need to prove anything. But the vehicles associated with him still tell a story of taste, balance, and quiet power. Start with the Tesla Model S. Clean lines, smooth curves, almost silent when it moves. The Model S isn't about roaring engines. It's about instant acceleration and futuristic precision. With its all-electric drivetrain and lightning-fast 0 to 60 capability, it represents a forward-thinking lifestyle. It's the kind of car you choose when you appreciate innovation and efficiency just as much as performance. Then there's the Cadillac Escalade, a completely different presence. Large, confident, unmistakably American. The Escalade delivers a strong V8 engine, commanding road height, and a spacious interior wrapped in leather and technology. It's practical without sacrificing status. Perfect for family drives, studio sessions, or arriving at a venue without needing a sports car's drama. On the luxury performance side sits the Bentley Continental GT. This is craftsmanship on wheels, hand-stitched interiors, polished wood details, a twin turbocharged engine capable of serious speed, yet wrapped in total comfort. The Continental GT doesn't scream for attention. It glides with authority. It's refined power, the kind that mirrors a career built on smooth melodies that still hit hard. And then come the rumors. Some industry whispers suggest Babyface may also own a Bugatti Chiron, a machine valued in the millions. With over 1,400 horsepower and engineering that borders on aerospace precision, the Chiron exists in rare territory. Whether confirmed or simply speculation, even being linked to such a hypercar speaks to a level of achievement few ever reach. Together, they paint a picture of a man who has earned the freedom to choose what he enjoys. But cars and estates are only the visible side of success. The real foundation lies in the income streams and business moves behind the scenes. And that's where we turn next. Income and net worth. Babyface has accumulated a net worth estimated at over $200 million as of early 2026. And what makes that number impressive isn't just size, it's structure. The true engine of his wealth isn't touring, it's ownership. For decades, his catalog of more than 24 chart-topping R&B records has functioned like a financial ecosystem. As a songwriter and co-writer for artists such as Whitney Houston, Boyz II Men, Toni Braxton, Usher, and Mariah Carey, he earns from mechanical royalties, performance royalties, streaming revenue, synchronization licensing, and publishing, including through his own Good Vibes music group. Songs like I'll Make Love to You and End of the Road didn't just dominate radio, they generated tens of millions in lifetime sales and streams. That kind of catalog creates what most investors dream of: recurring passive income. Even years later, individual tracks continue to generate steady performance royalties. Then there are production fees. At his peak in the 1990s and early 2000s, industry insiders reported that elite producers at his level commanded upfront fees in the range of $100,000 to $125,000 per song, sometimes more for superstar clients. But the real upside came from back-end percentages. Securing 3 to 7% artist royalties could translate into millions per hit over time, especially once albums went multi-platinum. In other words, he wasn't just paid to create. He was paid to participate in long-term success. Another major pillar was equity. In 1989, he co-founded LaFace Records with L.A. Reid. That label became a powerhouse, launching and nurturing artists like TLC, Usher, and Toni Braxton. With TLC alone surpassing 75 million albums worldwide and Usher selling tens of millions under the LaFace umbrella, the revenue impact was enormous. Equity in a label during its golden era meant profit participation beyond songwriting or production. It meant ownership at scale. Of course, wealth stories aren't always smooth. His divorce from Tracy Edmonds in the mid-2000s reportedly cost him a substantial portion of his fortune. Estimates at the time suggested it could have reached up to $100 million. But what stands out is recovery. Because diversified income streams, royalties, publishing, production credits, and historical equity allowed him to rebuild and stabilize. Today, his fortune reflects decades of strategic positioning inside the music business, not just talent in front of a microphone. But numbers only tell part of the story. The more personal question is this: how does a man who built that kind of empire choose to live now? Personal life. As she approaches her 67th birthday, Babyface seems to be living in a season defined less by headlines and more by intention. He's still active, still performing, still respected. But off stage, the focus has clearly shifted to family and balance. He has been married twice. First to Tracy Edmonds from 1992 to 2005, and later to Nicole Pantenberg from 2014 until their amicable separation in 2021. Since then, there have been no confirmed reports of a new marriage or long-term partner. And honestly, that silence feels deliberate. His personal life today appears centered not on publicity, but on presence. More than anything, he identifies as a father. He has 3 children, and by his own words in a 2025 People interview, they mostly see him as dad, not the legendary producer behind generations of R&B hits. In fact, he joked that they're still discovering just how much music he's responsible for, a reminder that inside his home, fame doesn't dominate the conversation. On social media, he occasionally shares glimpses of family time, a short beach vacation in mid-2025, reposted memories, quiet celebratory moments, nothing extravagant, nothing performative, just snapshots of a man who has already proven himself professionally and now values time over applause. If you enjoyed exploring his story with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Thank you for being part of this community and continuing to grow with us. We'll see you in the next story.